Peter, we hear a lot about creating experiences, but what experiences relate best to AV?
Well, it's interesting. In the themed entertainment world, experiences are ways of bringing stories to life, and we do that by combining lots of different aspects. So theming, performance, but AV is a huge tool that does that. It allows us to create characters, it allows us to expand the world. So it's an incredible tool that brings magic to life. So that's what we tend to use it for in this world.
What skills do you need to create something like that? Are the individual skills you put together?
Where we try and differ as a company, we try and bring in creative designers that come from a storytelling background. So we start with what's our narrative, what journey do we want to take our guests on? And then we take it to the next level where we have software developers, media producers, AV designers, lighting designers, that all pool together, that take this story and then go, okay, how are we going to bring this to life? Both from a completely functional perspective, how do we tell the literal story, but also how do we allow that to jump off the page? And that's where we kind of create elements of wow and wonder and magic. So it takes a very skilled team of individuals from different disciplines, all the way from engineering, all the way through to creative, in order to bring those to life. And so that's typically what we try and do.
So everybody's pumping experience into the AV world, so we should be doing this, should be doing that. But how can people start creating something that's a bit different?
I mean, at the end of the day, we're all storytellers. Human beings, by their very nature, are storytellers. Our ancestors used to sit around a campfire and start portraying stories of the unknown, what happens in space, what happens after we die. And so, really, I don't think you need to be a specialist in it. My background's acting, I went to a theatre school, so I've got a background of storytelling. A lot of people who work in our industry come from a scenic development side or an artistic development side. AV designers, every single person has got creativity in them. I think it's just about understanding and getting into the mind of the person who's experiencing the creation that you've put together. What are they thinking? Has it got a good start, middle and end? What journey are you taking them on? And that doesn't have to be literal, it doesn't have to be a set narrative. It could be like a piece of music, like a piece of art. I mean, Team Lad did some great stuff called Borderless, where they took huge amounts of AV and consumed the participants in artwork that came to life. But everything there was all thought through about what's that person doing and what are they experiencing. And also, I think it's important to contextualize what they've experienced in their own life, what's normal, because AV can take that one step further and something that you can't get at home, that out-of-home experience. Okay, we've got a small TV, we've got VR headsets we can get at home, but what can't they experience at home? And that large format stuff, the 3D sound, shared experiences, that's stuff that's really special and something that I think the AV industry can bring together. But like I say, ultimately it comes down to having a vision and being able to use those components to tell that story.
Where do you get the skills for all this? I mean, when you're looking to recruit someone, is it a straightforward process? It's just you're looking at individual needs when you need them?
It's so challenging. I mean, again, having a theatre background, my closest kind of scrub with AV was sound and lighting techs at theatre. Very few were in video, very few were in automation, but it was kind of always sound like. I think if that's a starting point, great, but we should really be penetrating that market to bring more people in, because what we find is we try and bring as many young people into our industry as possible, but they're unaware of the scope of the work, of the level of project that are out there. You know, we as a company, but I know a lot of our colleagues in this industry are desperate for people. And they're desperate for professionals, young and old, experienced and inexperienced, who want to come in. So, I'd encourage anyone who has a passion for creating wows, telling stories, creating experiences, just to try it, knock on a door, give it a go. If you're at college, take that extra module and do a little bit of sound and lighting and see where it might take you, because I think that's the foundation to get it into it. But I think as a whole industry, we need to be better supporting that young culture and educating people. This is a pathway you can take.
Do you feel we've started?
I think it's getting there, but there's a huge deficit in the market for sure. I think maybe it's about companies like ourselves. I know there's going into these schools and colleges and educating people in terms of what the industry has to offer, because it's a damn fun industry, it really is. So the future's there to be written. And it's a very exciting time to, especially in the theme park world, to start creating these cool experiences. So knock on the door.